It's Web plus Pack, Webpack. Here is going to be a picture of Cam, and he was Spider-Man, the homecoming look, and so we're going to have it be Spider-Man themed, hence the drip. So he's going to have the Webpack so that way it fits, and it's just easier to have something that is themed with the cosplay so that way it doesn't stand out, and it's also not going to be super bulky like a regular backpack would be.
Yeah, Cam.
Alright, so right now I'm just getting myself organized and tracing a circle around so that way I can put it on the back for the backpack, so that way all your stuff isn't falling out. You have something to, keep it held in there, showing what it looks like after, the first initial layer. Still got to do a few other layers. And here again, just showing it off, trying to, it's hard to see with the camera, but trying to show off the texture that I gave. We need a bit more strength, so I'm going to continue doing that. After that, we're going to hit it with some paint to get all the brown, not to, because that doesn't really look like web. So, gonna repaint it, plus there's a couple of spots here where you can still see the red from it, because the acrylic didn't dry fully. After that, I'll show, as I'm painting outside, but first, gonna be adding more strength to it, and this is a bucket.
This is a bucket. Dear God. There's more.
Why do I have a bucket? To put the string in, so that way, when I pull at it, it can still just get, it can toss it around and not fall off the table. Struggle, that's everything you want. Where's it close? I am. Let me fix that real quick. And now is the spray painting it outside, because you need it in a well-ventilated area. This is day 3. Due to the fact that we could have worked on it, but then, weather and stuff, so it took longer to dry, and, I don't live here.
She doesn't even go here!
This is his place. Yeah. His garage.
El garaje.
And so, in Spanish, that's garage. Now, a Dora moment right there.
Hola, soy Dora!
But, so that is why it's taking so much longer. Really, it could take, just a solid weekend if you, focused on just it.
Just do it!
And had, ideal weather.
We didn't for the first day. We had to, the whole first day we couldn't paint anything.
And also if you bought stuff like this, sorry, there's a hair on it. This twine I got from Dollar General. I originally bought it for cooking, wrapping a rump roast or something, or a chicken cordon bleu.
The wildly popular food dish, chicken cordon bleu. See, that's it right there. Everyone knows that.
The original purpose I bought it for.
It's fucking...
So you wrap it, and so you could just buy this. That would have made our lives a lot easier and wouldn't have taken so long because we had to use glue. We had to, paint over it. Here, this is what it looks like now, post-painting. This is what it was before. You can see a lot of the blue string.
I'm blued!
Took a few coats, so just buy all white. Then, it's easier to make it the brighter white. And even the brown got painted on a lot easier, or tan, like this was a lot easier than the blue.
Yeah, the blue for some reason was the pain.
Why are you blue?
I'm blue.
Yeah, so don't do that, and it'll go by a lot faster. For now, I'm going to have Cam check out this. I'm gonna, pull the camera out. And he's going to look at this and see what angle he likes best so that I can cut it up and put the zipper in. So that's what he's going to be doing. And also he's going to be looking, so with it in mind that this, it's a classic, you get it with a few candies on Halloween type of spider ring.
This guy!
And I painted it. It's Web plus Pack, Webpack. And so we're going to put it in the web. So he's going to keep in mind, hey, the web's going to, it's going to be in the web. And so what, excuse me, so what is going to look best on your back?
They're the same picture.
he does that, I'm going to be working on this, the straps, and I'm trying to make it look more like actual web. I'm going to show some like web pictures here from the comics, so that way it looks more like that as opposed to just rope painted white. And so how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take some twine and wrap it around so that way it's got a double layer, and then hit it with some hot glue. So that way it has more depth and different, layers to it.
Ogres have layers. Onions have layers. You get it. We both have layers.
And what I did here was I went like against the grain, I guess is how you would say it or describe it, because it, the rope is naturally, when you buy it, well, not natural, but when you buy it already twisted in one direction. So I'm going to wrap the twine around the opposite direction so it stands out more. And so that's what I'm going to be working on while he decides how he wants it to look on his back.
Oh, my back!
Because you could have it any type of way. If one way stands out to you more, where it's like, oh, this feels right looking at it, it's up to you. Or if you want to, you could do it more even, so that way it doesn't look any different no matter what way you do it. It was a little messy when I did it, so, and plus that was sort of the goal I was going with, because spiderwebs aren't always super like clean, so that's what I was going with. So if you do want it to be like a defined pattern, you can hit it with another layer of it so it stands out more, and you can do it more even, so that way you don't have to decide what angle looks best. But that's what he's going to be working on right now. I could have just picked that up, but no, instead I step over it.
Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Don't do what he's doing.
Yeah.
Don't do anything I would do, and definitely don't do anything I wouldn't do.
And now time for time lapse. Notice the web pattern. This is the blue. And so he's going to be looking at that. Where's the spidering? Here it is. And so it's going to be somewhere around there for the look of it. And this is the rope.
Rope?
So this, the original length of the rope was too long. Cut it in half. What I did, I just held it and then folded, like I held it out as far as it goes and then folded it in half and then cut it in the middle. And so that way it was even. And trying to see where you can have it focus up.
Focus on.
Come on. Dink.
Focus.
Alright, there. So, trying to have it where your focus is. Alright, so you can see there how the string goes normally, and so I'm doing it the opposite way.
The opposite, you said!
So that way it stands out. Alright, and I will be hitting it with another coat of paint so that way it looks, more that white. Stands out more. Or doesn't stand out. Blends in more. For those that are wondering where the inspiration is coming from for the strap designs, it's actually inspired by spaghetti webbing, which is the term used for webbing that seems to be used more often, and it was popularized by Todd McFarlane and his art, and the term actually came from an argument with the editor-in-chief. And these is, I don't know why I started saying these, and then this. These are the finished web straps, and yes, exactly what we did here. I mean, it's not quite finished, but like the same process you could use just for a web prop to use. like
Yeah.
to have. You could do the same exact process just for a web. And if you want to be fun, you can have a web jump rope. But we're using this for backpack straps. So while rewatching this, I had a couple of ideas, and one is that for putting the webbing around the bowl of it, you could have done like each individual strand, which seems taxing and would take a lot longer and might not work as well. But if your goal is to use less material, I'm sure you could do that. But if you were to do it this way, if you didn't want to waste anything, you could repurpose it for a prop, like maybe add it to a web shield or like make a web bullet out of it. Just some type of idea for reusing the extra material so it doesn't go to waste.
The meeting of the BS has commenced. See you all next month. Yeah.
So this is what it looks like with the little window of it cut out.
Time to open the window. Oh no! Why?
There's a hole because we put it in first. I didn't like glue it secure, but you're gonna be putting your stuff in the after it's cut in the side that has the t-shirt, so it doesn't fall out in the little gaps. And found out there is a outlet over here. So check your surroundings, mind your surroundings.
Always mind your surroundings.
When
that would
prop making, because that would have been easier instead of having it stretched out. So I'm gonna trace, oh not trace, but draw a line, and then cut, and then glue this on. I already ironed it out a little by tucking it in and drawing a line here. So that way I cut this and then glue that on after cutting the hole in it. And then after that, I will add more, I'll add hot glue to this, and then all that will be left is painting and, gluing the straps into it. Now, I know I had used a zipper, but the previous creator that I had mentioned, Ace Cosplay, they didn't, and they just sort of let it have the flap that blocked it, but I felt like having something like a zipper would help secure it more, so that way whenever it's like, when you take it on and off, like it's sort of hard to tell which end's the top and the bottom sometimes, unless you do it this way, you can see more of the window of it, and so even then, it could get flipped upside down, so I felt like it would secure it more having something closing it. But what you could do instead, and it would probably be easier, I just happen to have the zipper on hand, you could use Velcro, so that way it could stick together, but, there you could also just leave it as a flap. Up to you. Now put all your stuff in there, like a bottle of water.
As Ace Cosplay would probably say.
Shut up. And see, fits nice and snug. I'm just being a little careful with it since I just glued it, so I don't want to, while it's still drying, but
Just yank it off.
yeah, but you might have to clean, like get an X-Acto knife or something.
Bring me the sword of exact zero.
Clean it up a little, so that way the cloth doesn't get caught in the zipper, but I think that's a lot better than just having it open and then, fishing around in there and hoping nothing falls out. What I'm doing, I'm pinching the side so that way it's easier to zip. But, yep. Looks pretty good.
Hey, that's pretty good.
I think so. And so all that's left is paint and hot glue these for a little extra detail, and then put those in. What I'm planning on doing is hot glue here, and then on the bottom, I'm gonna like fish it through the strings here, and then it should stay there with some hot glue. I might actually, before painting, just gonna hot glue this so that way it stays solid on this part here. Nope, don't wanna hot glue the zipper part.
Oh, the little
Yeah.
pole thing.
Alright, so then this way just stays a little more still. Just to be safe. Alright. Let that dry, and why not? Just a little extra.
How about a little more?
Webbing details here. Alright. And this weekend we will finish it up from there. Alrighty.
Alrighty then.